Welcome to rSlash Am I the Butthole, where OP's wife trips and accidentally lands on her ex-boyfriend's dong. Will I be the butthole for divorcing my wife when she cheated after her parents died? About a month ago, my wife's parents both died in a car crash. She's been an emotional mess. We live in her hometown, so we've been seeing her family and friends often. I've been supportive any way that I can. I've taken care of all the house chores, and I've been there for her every day. Here's where things get messy. She has an ex, Luke. Luke isn't just her ex. Luke is still friends with her and her first love. They were high school sweethearts, and Luke was almost like another child to her parents. The death of her parents affected Luke a lot too. Honestly, I didn't initially like the fact that they were friends, but I trust my wife and moved on from that feeling. A few days ago, my wife said that she was going to go out with her family. I told her I could go with her, but she insisted on going alone. She didn't come back until the next morning. I tried to call her and call her family members, but no one knew where she was. When she did come back, she was a mess. I asked her where she was all night. She told me that she screwed up so much. I tried to calm her down and told her to just tell me what happened and that it's okay, she can talk to me. She said that she slept with Luke. I didn't react much. I told her that I need some time to think. She's apologized so many times now. I did eventually ask her what happened. She said that she met up with Luke and they were both messes. They reminisced about her parents, which led to them remembering their relationship. They were both drinking and it just happened. I'm so conflicted right now. My wife is probably going through the worst time in her life, but I don't think that I want to be with her right now. I'm furious at her. OP, come on, man. You offered to go with her and she said no. I don't think this just happened. I think this was planned. And even if it wasn't planned, even if it was genuinely spontaneous, so what? She's a cheater. Actually, now that I think about it, she didn't just deny OP from coming, she lied. She said that she was going out with family when actually she was going out with her ex. So yeah, OP, this is premeditated, 100%. Just move on, my friend. OP, I'm giving you 0 out of 5 buttholes. I'm giving your wife, hopefully ex-wife, 4 out of 5 buttholes. Am I the butthole if I break up with my fiancé after she showed a startling change of behavior after getting engaged? I'm a 32-year-old man, and I just recently proposed to my girlfriend of 2 years, Sharon, who's 30, like a month and a half ago. And it feels like the second the ring hit her finger, her attitude and behavior took a total 180. The entire time that we were dating, we seemed exceptionally compatible, and at least it seemed like we shared common beliefs and morals. I thought I knew all her friends, but one day I come home and there were 6 women I've never seen before, and Sharon introduced me to them. I was curious as to why I was just now meeting them, when I already met Sharon's 2 best friends, Michelle and Octavia, who weren't present over a year and a half ago. Sharon said that she wanted to make sure that we were a sure thing before I met her inner circle. I found this strange, not to mention that it was a weeknight and they were quickly draining my wine rack of wine. Sharon still has her own place, but she stays with me so often that she practically lives here. Still, I found it incredibly rude when they left with 4 empty bottles of rosé in their wake. I tried to talk to Sharon about having uninvited guests on weeknights, and she dismissed my grievance very flippantly. More like she just brushed me off. The following weeks, she went out with the girls several times, and when she brought the girls to my place, twice without notice, once with notice to appease me, her words, they all treated me like a butler, shaking their empty wine glasses at me for refills. After the 4th time, I made it clear that I would get a locked wine rack. Sharon just called me no fun after that. But it got worse. Sharon decided that me and the girls got off on the wrong foot and said that we should have dinner together at a nice restaurant. Well, I went, and it was not great. The 6 girls kept prodding me about my life, my house, my career, but deflected every question that I asked. It got especially bad that night when they started talking about modern relationships and jealousy. And one of them brought up some key points about relationships that I thought Sharon and I were on the same page about. Specifically, what ifs regarding polyamory and being friends with exes. To my shock, Sharon said that we shouldn't be too hasty on such decisions, which was a total 180 on how she expressed herself on these things only a month ago. Back then, she was vehemently against keeping ex-intimate partners as friends, and she was staunchly monogamous. The worst part was when the bill arrived, Sharon announced that the bill would be together and slid me the check. I told her that she can't be serious, and we got into a bit of an argument. It ended with me putting my amount down in cash and walking out, leaving them to figure out the rest of the bill. The following days, Sharon kept calling me toxic and fragile. But every time I even pushed at it, she would give an apology and promise that she was just stressed at work. It's nuts! We haven't even planned the wedding yet. The worst part was this Monday, when at work, I got a Nest doorbell alert, checked, and saw Sharon and one of her 6 new friends arriving at my place, going inside and exiting with my golf clubs. This set was a gift from my father, and it cost a pretty penny too. So Sharon lending it out without my permission got me pissed. I immediately called Sharon and told her and her friend to return the clubs. Sharon tried to gaslight me with, "But you promised to lend the clubs to her boyfriend, remember?" I told her that the cost of those golf clubs would move it over into a serious crime, and her friend had 1 hour to return them or I'd call the cops. Sharon kept insisting that she got permission, and I told her to cut the BS. Well, 45 minutes later, I got another notification of Sharon and her friend coming back with the clubs and going inside, leaving them, and then Sharon's friend flipping off the Nest doorbell on the way out. I got home and saw that Sharon's friend literally just threw the clubs on the living room floor. Sharon tried to talk to me about my toxicity again, and I told her again to cut the BS. I said that if I knew this was how she was, I would have never proposed. That seemed to freak her out, and she again insisted that she was stressed from work, but I wasn't buying it anymore. I told her to return the ring and her key, and we would talk about our relationship this weekend. She cried and begged me not to cancel the engagement, and insisted that it was just stress. I told her again that we would talk about it this weekend, and she finally relented. I had my house rekeyed anyways after she left, just to be safe. Sharon has been texting me constant messages of love and apologies for getting swept up, and insisted that she only wanted to show me off to her close friends. I don't know, I'm just not buying it. Those same close friends have been sending me texts daily, calling me toxic and fragile, saying they knew that I wasn't man enough for Sharon or secure enough to share her with friends. A few of my friends who knew Sharon the entire 2 years that we were dating were surprised and can't believe that she turned from Jekyll to Hyde this quick, and that there must be something missing or that I'm leaving something out. They think that I must have said something to trigger her friends to act like this, and I had to have been the butthole somewhere in the process. Then, 3 days later, OP posted an update. Sharon's been gone for an hour. The breakup is official. I have the ring back. I did talk to her friends, Michelle and Octavia, on Facebook, and Michelle said that she knew those 6 women and she didn't care for them. None of our finances were intermingled yet, but it was planned for later this month, which now won't happen. I invited 3 of our mutual friends, Casey, John, and Mike, to be here when Sharon got here. Sharon showed up and was surprised to see that we had company. I said that they were here for both of our sakes. Sharon wanted to phone 3 of the 6 to come over to even things out, but I refused and used the club theft as a reason. Sharon sat on the couch very dramatically and then asked if I really wanted to make this public. I outright asked her why she changed so much after the engagement and why she hid the existence of the 6. Sharon then explained that she insulates her inner circle until a partner is vetted. I called BS. I met her parents. What's more inner circle than your parents? Sharon tried to deflect, but I wouldn't have it. I pointed out how, for the last month, her friends dropping by cost me nearly $500 in wine, which, by the way, she made no attempt to reimburse. I also pointed out that she tried to make me pay an 8-person dinner bill without asking me first. She again said that she wanted to show how great of a guy I was and how she clearly misjudged me and was disappointed in my attitude. I then asked her about the golf clubs. She tried gaslighting with, "You totally said it was okay, remember?" And I kept saying BS. My friend Mike piped in. He said that he knew the clubs were a gift from my dad and that I was highly protective of them. He also called BS on Sharon, and that's when Sharon turned her attention to Mike and John, saying, "Isn't he getting forgetful lately? Don't you remember when he forgot that one date?" And neither one was buying it. I finally said, "Forget about postponing the wedding or canceling the engagement. I'm going to end the entire relationship if you're not straight with me." Sharon made a very long, exaggerated sigh. She took the ring off and dropped it on the coffee table. She got up to leave and said, "You are never going to find someone as good as me," and to send her stuff to her apartment. She left, and me and my 3 friends were totally stunned. All I could say was, "Believe me now?" So we ordered pizza, and we're now waiting for it to arrive. I'm still utterly shocked and confused by Sharon's attitude. I'm sure that heartbreak will come next, but right now, I'm just kinda numb. The top post on this comes from Laughing Fox Creates. "You'll never find anyone like me." Yeah, that's kind of the point. Alright, OP has golf clubs, he has a wine rack. It seems like he also has his own place because he mentioned her coming over to his place and he didn't mention roommates. So it sounds like OP has a pretty good salary. Also, add on top that she expected him to pay for the dinner. I think that Sharon effectively thought of OP as an ATM. And as soon as she got the ring, she allowed her mask to slip and she revealed her true self. OP, you dodged a bullet. I'm giving you 0 out of 5 buttholes. I'm giving her 2 out of 5 buttholes. Am I the butthole for reading a hurtful journal entry about my sister-in-law after my brother and his wife read my private journals? I'm a 32-year-old guy, and I used to journal. To my knowledge, no one knew about it or read the heartfelt thoughts that I recorded. And if they did, they never disclosed that my privacy had been breached. Journaling became a source of comfort, so I continued it well into my teenage years. As a male, I felt a bit self-conscious about it, so I hid this fact. My parents are moving, and since they've had this house since my childhood, there's a lot of packing, organizing, and decluttering to do. Since they're older, they need some help, so my brother, who's 39, and I came over to visit. While helping them, I found my brother and his 38-year-old wife huddled together, snickering as they read through a journal. I immediately knew by their stupid giggles that it was one of my journals, so I asked, "Is that mine?" as I walked over. I didn't know exactly what they were reading, but I knew that it was obviously personal and none of their business. I told my brother to give it back, and when I reached for it, he told me to chill and snatched it back. We ended up wrestling over the book, causing enough commotion for my parents to come and see and ask what was going on. My brother says something like, "You guys have to hear this," and starts reading the entry out loud. His wife is outright laughing, and he's struggling to read full sentences without breaking into laughter. The memory of what they're reading comes flooding back, and I feel a wave of huge embarrassment. I was 15 at the time, and my 22-year-old brother had just started dating a girl, his current wife, who I thought was hot and way out of his league. The journal, without exaggeration, is nearly 2 decades old, and yet they were getting a real kick out of themselves, exchanging comments to my detriment and wanting to take a picture of the page. My annoyance turned into irritation. Yes, his wife is attractive, but within 2 years of their relationship, I realized that she was ugly inside. I still feel the same way today. I vividly remember writing something harsh about her in one of my journals when I was 18. It stood out to me because it happened right after my grandmother passed away, and her behavior during our time of mourning felt selfish and insensitive. She's still that kind of person. So I retrieved the journal that contained that particular passage and read that out loud too. I'll admit that what I wrote was mean and about how negatively I perceived her character. I told the two of them that everything written here was my most up-to-date view of her, as nothing had changed about them. I truly find them insufferable and unpleasant people. Things went quiet, and then my brother acted like he wanted to fight me. They eventually left. Now, days later, my brother is blaming me for triggering her depression, which I didn't even know she struggled with. He says that she's been questioning her character, and my words are really getting to her. I reminded him of the passage that I wrote when I was 15, the one they read aloud and found so amusing, and I suggested he refer back to that if he wants to cheer her up. He's telling anyone who will listen that I unnecessarily hurt his wife's feelings and that I'm the butthole. So am I? Hey guys, look, a journal. Let's all read it and see all the embarrassing, humiliating secrets. Ha 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 ha. Wait, the embarrassing, humiliating secrets are about me? No, wait, I don't like this game anymore. Man, this is like stupid middle school bully behavior. Reading journal entries in front of the class? Come on. OP, you get 0 out of 5 buttholes. I love that you served them some poetic justice. I'm giving your brother and sister-in-law 1.5 out of 5 buttholes. That was rSlash Am I the Butthole, and if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit videos every single day.